Hey everyone, I am back. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I hope that you've had a wonderful week. For those of you who tune in every single Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. Welcome on back. And for those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, welcome, welcome. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. We are here live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. And for those of you who are joining the replay on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page, be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the page. So, hi, and thanks for those who are starting to join here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Let me know in the comments where you are tuning in from today. For those of you who are new to Mental Health Moment, I reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida. And thanks for those who are still sending joy here. Reside in the Tampa Bay area of Florida and usually traveling here, there, and about. But today I'm in the Tampa Bay area of Florida until tomorrow, actually. Then I'm headed back out. But nonetheless, a couple quick announcements and I don't see any comments, so hopefully it'll start to trickle in. I never know with good old technology. But a couple quick announcements before I get started on today's mental health moment. First of all, if you're brand new to Mental Health Moment and you're like, what in the world is this all about? Mental Health Moment is all about how do you work on becoming the best version of who you are so you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the people around you. So we talk a lot at length about mental health and mental wellness tips. If you ever do miss a mental health moment, you can always go to my YouTube page, Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube, and catch any of the previous episodes. But again, thanks so much for joining here. And a couple quick announcements. I'll put it in the chat, even though unfortunately, I don't know why. Oops. Let me put it in here. Okay. I don't know why on LinkedIn it just doesn't want to ever go through my comments, but okay, I see it went through on Facebook and on YouTube. So mindsettrainingsummit.com. Be sure to get your tickets. The early bird special ends next week. Yes, next week. So Growth Mindset and Self-Care Summit, that is my annual event. This year it will be in person, which I'm super excited about. It's been a ton of work, honestly, behind the scenes, but it's all good. I'm super excited to be in person with some of you all. It will be in Atlanta. It's an all-day event. It's Friday, October 24th. You can register at mindsettrainingsummit.com. I put it in the comments, except I'm apologizing for my LinkedIn people because I don't know why. It doesn't let me put it in the comments for LinkedIn. But mindsettrainingsummit.com is where you can go to register. You can also use the code BWE100 for $100 off. And again, next week is when the early bird special begins. Or not begins, ends. Hi from San Francisco. Thanks for tuning back in. Yeah, so sorry. Next week is when the early bird special ends, not begins, it ends next week. So I definitely want to make sure that you get as much off, obviously, on the ticket as possible. And tickets will not be sold at the doors. I know sometimes we're all busy and I know sometimes it's hard and we want to wait till last minute, but they will not be sold at the door because we do have to obviously get our count for all the food and that sort of thing and setting up the actual event since it's in person. So just to let you know that. Hi from Virginia. Welcome back. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. For those who are just now tuning in here, thanks again for joining. Just sharing that one announcement. Friday, October 24th, mindsettrainingsummit.com is where you can go to register for the event. It's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited. So if you all are on Instagram starting next week, I'll be going live with some of the speakers that are going to be at the summit. I'm excited about all the speakers, not because they're my speakers for my event, but literally they're just such great people. And I love people that are doing good things are my favorite type of people in the world, like doing good things, trying to help people. Those are my people. So like all of the speakers coming are just they just have that heart-centered mentality, and they're going to be there and just sharing their gems with the community, which I'm so excited about. So if you want to virtually meet some of the speakers next week, so it'll be, is it next week? Yes, starting next week. On Instagram, it'll be 7 p.m. There's just different speakers, different days, but 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're again on Instagram, be on the lookout or put I think there's like a notification thing or something like that. You can put to make sure you're notified when the live is on, and you'll get to meet some of the speakers. So I'm super excited about that. Hi from Connecticut is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. And again, Dr. Nikisha Hammond is where you can follow me on all social media platforms, but we will be going live on the Instagram platform starting next week throughout the month of September with some of the speakers. So I'm excited about that and excited to share just for you all to be able to meet some of them in the community here. So, okay. Those are my announcements. So again, thanks so much for joining here. It's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. I wanted to talk to you all today because especially with we're rapidly, which is crazy, rapidly coming towards the end of the year here. Like I feel like I don't know about you, but like by the time like October, November comes, like it's like you blink and then it's like a new year, which is just crazy. But because of the end of the year, it brings a certain interesting kind of energy. So what I've been seeing, I don't know if you guys have seen it on social media, but I've been seeing a lot, anyways, I won't. I've been seeing a lot of what they're calling like the lock in, meaning from September to the end of the year, be locked in on your goals, go hard, finish the year strong, which is great. And also, you all know that I advocate strongly for this, and also make sure that you have your self-care. Okay? In that process. I've been asked probably 5 gazillion times, I feel like, on podcasts, do I feel like balance exists, really truly exists? My strong answer is yes, but you also have to have self-care. So you can go hard in whatever it is your goals are, whatever it is you do, whether you're working, not working, or whatever your thing is that you're trying to achieve, and make sure you have the time, make the time for yourself and make the time for your self-care. So my big PSA here, right? And thanks to those who are starting to join here. Actually, let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from today. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So, on that note, I wanted to share with you this idea of we talked before mental health moment about protecting our boundaries, right? Protecting our energy, but also how when you really truly learn how to say no to certain things, that's actually an act of kindness to yourself. Like it really truly is. Okay. So I'm going to share with you 3 things that you can consider in this idea of sometimes we just need to say no, especially in this season that we're about to get into. For some of you celebrating holidays, maybe you have some birthdays coming up. I know I do. Shout out, just a little shout out to the October birthdays here. But maybe you have birthdays coming up. Maybe you have anniversaries. Maybe you have, again, holidays, and maybe there's stuff going on at work or with your kids or grandkids. Like there's a lot going on typically the last couple months of the year, right? Sacramento's in the house. Welcome. George is in the house. Welcome, welcome. So that being said, number one, the first tip or thing I want you to remember today is when you practice more saying no to things that you should say no to, it helps you to protect your energy, right? Because hi from Florida. Hey, Florida. Because you really, really, I hope that you take a step back. When I say take a step back, mentally take a step back these upcoming months, whatever it is that you have on your calendars and all the things, and make sure that you say in the midst of it all the hecticness, all the busyness as we get into the end of the year, that you think about also protecting your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy levels. That is a real thing to do. It is so easy, you all, to get caught up in the hustle, bustle, the rush. Again, if you celebrate the holidays, especially, like it's a lot, whether it's just a lot. So, though, when you're more intentional about protecting your energy by saying no to things that you just can't add to your to-do list or you cannot take on. And you obviously have the choice to say no. Some things we just have to do, right? Sometimes we just have to do things we don't want to do. Like that just exists. But I'm talking about the decisions where someone or whatever situation is where they're maybe asking you to do something that you have a choice to say no to. Think about it being a way to protect your energy, right? Yep. Yeah. Someone said saying no is an act of kindness for yourself. I like that because it just really is. I read a thing. Oh gosh, I think I might have put it on my Instagram stories today. I'm gonna check really quick, right? Yep, right in the middle of this live. Because I think oh man, it wasn't today. It was another day. I post a lot of anyhow, I post a lot of in my Instagram stories, a lot of like inspirational quotes because I feel like we all need to stay uplifted at some point, right? But it was something recently that was saying how we really need to work on being kind. That's I think it was yesterday I posted, being kind to ourselves even when we're feeling low. Because we all have times, we have great days, we have horrible days, we have amazing experiences, we have our, right, our valleys, the things that we go through that are harder. But when you can really learn to be kind to yourself, especially in the valleys, it's really, really easy when things are going really well in your life to be kind to yourself. Like that's easy because you're feeling great and things are good and right. But when things are not going well, sometimes it's harder for us to be kind to ourselves. Right. So like someone said here, it's saying no is a way for you to be kind to yourself. Right. So so tip number 1 today is really think about when you say no, that it allows you to protect your energy. It allows you to protect your physical, emotional, spiritual, mental energy so that, which is the theme of this mental health moment, so that you can show up powerfully for yourself and for the people around you, right? Very, very important to be intentional. And I will say, as an aside, that we all have different schedules, right? So for example, right? I know these next couple of months are going to be totally insane for me. My schedule is going to be insane. Lots of trips, lots of plane rides, lots of traveling. Like I have my event coming up as I mentioned at the beginning of this live. For those of you who are here at the beginning, and a whole lot of other things, and family, and holidays, right? And so what I always do personally is when I know for sure, like, hey, this next window, weeks, months, or whatever it is going to be really hectic. I have to be more intentional mentally of making sure that I am taking care of myself. Right. And one of the ways, as I mentioned, is sometimes we just have to say no to certain things, right? But it's knowing that okay, if you know you're entering or you're already in a really stressful season, that's even hopefully more motivation for you to work on taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It is way easier, as I mentioned, when we're at peaks, we're at the mountaintop, everything's great. It's just easier. Right. But it's a little harder, it's just harder sometimes, right? In our darker seasons. Someone said, thank you for this beautiful, powerful, encouraging words. Absolutely. And thank you for being here. The second thing to think about today, again, so for those of you just tuning in, we're talking about how saying no can really be an act of kindness for yourself, which is a good thing, right? The second thing is what's really cool sometimes is you'd be very surprised. Like people around you are watching what you do, frankly, whether it's your kids, whether it's your grandkids, whether it's your brother, sister, mother, whomever, like friends, people around you watch what you do too. So what's really cool is it is a benefit, not just for you to say no and protect your energy, but the people around you, they're like, wait a minute. Oh, right. Like you're modeling healthy boundaries. You're modeling healthy behavior. And that is contagious, by the way. I think we talked another mental health moment about how contagious positive energy is. It just is, right? Like think about, and it may be you, or maybe it's someone around you, someone that you're like, man, they have like such great boundaries. Like they know how to say no, they know how to take care of themselves, right? You may see that and be like, man, I want to, you know, be like that as well. or sometimes it just gives us permission sometimes when we see someone modeling these types of behaviors, which is really cool, right? So again, think of it as not only is it a benefit for you, but like people around you are gonna be like, oh, okay, like we're allowed to do this, right? Like we're allowed to say no, like it's okay to do that. And it's okay. Let me do my little PSA real quick, y'all. It is extremely okay for you to take care of yourself. For some of us, we have to unlearn things we were previously taught about taking care of ourselves. You are allowed to take care of yourself. You are allowed to thrive. You're allowed to be emotionally healthy. You're allowed to say no and have healthy boundaries. You're allowed to be healthy. You're allowed to have that for you, right? You're allowed to have that positive mental health. You're allowed to thrive. You deserve those things. If no one has told you today, I am telling you, you deserve all of those things. But we have to take the mental shift, if you will, and make that commitment to say, okay, let me work on just practicing different boundaries. And again, this is on a spectrum. For some of you, you're like, yep, saying no is easy, right? Like you are like saying no to everything that doesn't fit in your schedule or your values or your timeline, right? Like for some of you, you're like, no, I'm good. But for some of you, and it's okay, for some of you, you're like, no, I really need to practice that. Like I'm having a hard time saying no when I know I need to say no because I'm overwhelmed. Right. So again, you assess for you where you're at in this, and then you start to take baby steps. Like it's okay to take baby steps, right? It's just it's getting into a mentality of knowing that you deserve to have these things. Good evening from Boston. Hi, welcome back. Someone said thanks a lot. Absolutely. Okay, for those of you who are just tuning in here, it's Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. We have been talking today about how to think about saying no more often and how that's actually an act of kindness for yourself to practice those healthy boundaries. It not only does it help you, but it also helps other people around you, which is pretty cool because people are always right. Aren't we like on social media watching like what other people do? We're social creatures. Like that's what we do. So we're on social media watching what other people are doing. We're watching what again your friends doing or your cousin or your coworker or whomever. Like that's just what we do. So again, when you model these positive things, having healthy boundaries, other people can benefit from that as well. Um, Now, the last tip I want to share with you today, or the last thing to keep in mind, I would say that I wanted to share when it comes to this is it really can also, when you say no, it really can also help to prevent resentment because sometimes, and we are all guilty of this, sometimes we say yes to things, whether it's projects, whether it's helping somebody when we're just not in a mental space to be able to do that, or fill in the blank, whatever the issue is. And then we get resentful, right? Because we took on something that we should not have taken on. And that resentment can be in the form of self blame. We could be angry at ourselves. We could be angry at the person in front of us. Like, right? Like all these different emotions may start to come up. And again, with having that resentment when we've said yes to too many things. And then you get overwhelmed. And then you get anxious. Or then you get depressed. Then you get stressed out. Like all these things can happen when we don't appropriately say no to taking on too many things, right? South Carolina's in the house. Welcome. Chicago's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. So again, it's funny because I've heard a lot actually, people that I've met kind of struggle with guilt when it comes to self-care or when it comes to taking some downtime or when it comes to saying no to certain things. And it is a process like anything. Probably said that 3,000 times on mental health moment, but it really is a process to this, uh, to practicing again the healthy boundaries, practicing saying no to different things that just I feel like we all know, or most of us know our limits, right? When I say limits, mental capacity. If you're at the point, I work a lot with different corporations and organizations about burnout prevention. So when you just know, right? Like your cup is so full, like you're just like, I am so overwhelmed. I am so stressed out. If I take on one more thing, I may explode. Like when you're just right, like that stressed out, and then you've said yes to something else, like you right, we almost put ourselves over the top. Uh by accident, because maybe we didn't know how to say no, we felt guilty or those types of things. So again, so important. We've talked a gazillion times on mental health moment about this, but make sure also that you are checking in with yourself and asking yourself, how am I doing? What do I need at this day in my life, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually? And then asking yourself the third question is always, okay, what step do I need to take today in order to make those improvements in my life? And sometimes it's just a baby step. That's fine. Sometimes it's taking a break, which is fine, right? But we have to really check in with ourselves sometimes to determine, okay, what am I able to say yes to and what am I able to say no to? Hi from Nigeria. Welcome, welcome. Jamaica's in the house. Welcome. Rest is another critical process. Absolutely. It really is a part of the process. It's so funny because we tend to forget often the value of rest. Like, okay, let me think of an analogy. So let's say you're working out, right? Let's say you're exercising, whatever type of exercise, whatever type of movement you have. I think we know, for most of us, we know we can't be exercising for like a month straight with no rest. Like that would be crazy, right? Like that we can't, unless you're doing something very low maintenance, but like true hard exercise in whatever form that comes in. You have to have rest. Like your body needs rest. But when it comes to the mental health side of things, I feel like we understand that on the physical end, but on the mental health side, it's like we forget that. Like our brains need breaks too, right? Like your brain needs a break. You're allowed to take a break, right? This is all within the theme of today. Like saying no to some things is okay. I feel like somebody needs to hear that today. So saying no to certain things is okay, especially when you're checking in with yourself and yep, I'm at that. I've reached that point. I can't take on anything else. Or maybe you checked in with yourself and you're like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. Yes, I can say yes to, whatever particular thing because it's not going to be something that takes me over the top and negatively affects my mental health, right? But again, it's the check-in, right? And being intentional in that. Um Hi from Arizona. Welcome. Someone said, I'm there now trying to help a close family member. Beautiful. I'm so happy. I'd love to hear, you know, just us doing our best to try to help a family member. And sometimes again, we are in a space where we absolutely can help a lot of people. And sometimes we're in a space where we just have to take a step back and try our best not to feel guilty and focus on ourselves, which is okay some of the time, to make sure that we're filling up our own cup, if you will, and then we're able to help others, right? Sometimes we just have to take a step back, and that's okay. That's allowed. Alabama's in the house. Welcome, welcome. New York is in the house. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining here. Dr. Hammond here with your mental health moment. Okay, so I'm wrapping up today's mental health moment. If you are just now tuning in and you're like, what in the world is happening? Or maybe you're brand new to mental health moment, you can always watch the replays on Dr. Nikisha Hammond YouTube page. Yeah, you can always watch replays on there. I don't even know how many years are on there. Lots of years of replays of mental health moment on the YouTube page. So you can always catch the replays on there. Of course, we are live on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on Black Women Empowered Incorporated Facebook page, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. For those of you who tuned in a little bit later, don't forget to go. Let me put it one more time in the chat to Mindset Training Summit. mindsettrainingsummit.com. And I'm sorry that the for some reason LinkedIn never wants to post it for me. Oh, hopefully. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I don't know why Facebook didn't want to post it either. Let me try one more time. Okay, mindsettrainingsummit.com. Hopefully it'll go through this time to Facebook. It's trying. There we go. Okay, so it's on Facebook, YouTube, and my LinkedIners. I'm sorry you can't see it because I don't know why it doesn't. I want to go through. But if you put in BWE 100 You do save $100 off registration. It is a full day event. If you weren't here at the beginning when I was talking about it, it's in Atlanta. Full day event. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be informative. We're gonna connect, be in community with each other. Super excited. This is the second year of the summit, but the first year in person. So super excited to see you all. MindsetTrainingsummit.com. Next week is the last week for early bird tickets. So be sure to get your tickets before the price goes up. And tickets are not going to be sold at the door because we do need the numbers for the entire day for planning purposes. So, yeah. Someone said insightful session. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely happy to. Okay. So if you need me before next Tuesday, you can always reach out, drnikishahammond.com, or again, follow, especially on Instagram, Dr. Nikisha Hammond, because starting next week throughout the month of September, I will be on there live with some of the speakers. So you'll get to meet them. They're amazing people. I'm so excited about like every single speaker that'll be at the summit. So you can catch us there, and I will be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here live on Black Women Empowered Incorporated, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn Live. So have a great week. I'll see you next week. Be blessed. I'll see you guys soon.